Hello, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. And yeah, welcome back to another match preview. Obviously, I have to pre-record this as well. Well, match previews are going to be pre-recorded most of the time anyway. Probably not next week because we've got the Chelsea game, so I'm probably going to try and get a few guests. But when it comes to West Ham, it's kind of the same old, not really much to talk about. But we will be bringing match previews back live soon. But listen, we go back to Aston Villa again, just like Graham Potter's first game, this time 2 weeks ago, where it was his first game in the FA Cup and we lost. Since then, we faced Fulham and Palace, beat Fulham, lost to Palace. And yeah, we've got a couple difficult games coming up. I don't know who we have after Chelsea, but Villa away and then Chelsea away is not the greatest next two games, let's be real. Especially away from home. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. We're trying to reach 1K this year. Thank you to everyone that supported over the past recent weeks and stuff. And yeah, just trying to reach 1K as soon as possible so we can do more stuff for you guys. So we can provide more content. And yeah, let's get straight into it, man. Obviously, I haven't seen the press conference. I don't think one has been taken place as of this time. I don't think any team news has been taken place as of this time, but I imagine it's a similar injury situation to what we had from last time. So I assume Tadebo's still out. Obviously, Jared Bowen is back on the training pitch, which is brilliant. But I think they're estimating he'll be back for Chelsea. If that, though, like, let's be real, we'd be lucky if he's back for that. Fuck knows when Somerville's coming back, but we need him back as soon as possible. Whether it's him playing wing back or him playing in a front three, we just need him. We need that injection of pace in our side. We need players in as well. And obviously, we're talking to Ajax about Brian Brobby, but God knows if that's going to go through. Um, I don't really like the signing, but any striker that comes in, I will back them and I will give them time, um, and I will give them the patience and hope they prove me wrong, etc. But we will see. We will see. The guy's built like a marshmallow. Um, just with the transfer window as well, just in general, it's not the greatest. It's not the greatest right now. But what did you expect from West Ham United? I didn't expect us to do anything because of who we are, because of what we're like, because we always act like we've got no peas and we just try and act like we should be doing everything on a cheap rather than actually going and spending something and being ambitious. As much as we did that in the summer, we always feel like we should only give those summer signings 6 months, even though half of them don't even play half the time. Which is why there's no point of even trusting any sort of like project at this club, because what's the point of giving people time if the club aren't going to give people time? There you go. There you go. Um, but going into this Aston Villa game, if they want to learn from their mistakes, don't make the same fucking errors as they did in the FA Cup. Manfred Panos won't be playing, so that's something. But that means who the hell is going to play alongside Max Kilman? Because speaking of the injury situation, Jean-Claude Todibo is still out. Now, obviously, we discussed that he wants to stay at West Ham. Discussed that he's happy at West Ham. Funny enough, I saw an Instagram comment after we drew against Brighton. Him replied to someone saying that, "Don't believe the media. I'm not leaving." Not that he could leave anyway, but that was interesting. So is Caelan Casey going to step up, guys? Is this the chance for Caelan Casey to step up? I saw him post a training picture. I don't know whether that was a hint or not. I don't know whether he knows that he's going to step in. Obviously, we've seen Potter has not been afraid to play the youth straight away in the first 3 games that we've seen him. Obviously, Ollie Scholes has played a part in all 3 of the games, started against Villa in the Cup, because I'm pretty sure Emerson was injured. And Lewis Orford got a chance. Apart from one crossfield pass that was not needed, he held his own as well. He held his own. He did really well. He was good in possession and stuff like that as well. We need to be progressing the ball a lot better than we did against Palace if we want to get any chance of winning this game. We need Paquetá and Kudus to be on it. Can't have any mistakes from them too, because you're meant to be the big name players. We need to see big game performances from you. What I need to see from Mohamed Kudus is a 90-minute performance. In every game under Potter, he started well, started a good 45 minutes, and then every second half, he's been absolutely dog shit. With Paquetá, you never know what you're going to get with him. A really good performance or just a really shite one. We know you're better than what we're seeing, so we need to see that. But it only comes to a point where when is your quality going to show? We're going to start running out of patience. And also, we've got a big issue up front. We've got a big issue in defence. We've got a big issue in midfield, all down the spine of the team, which is one of the worst issues you can have when playing a side like Aston Villa, who, yes, played against Monaco poorly. They played really, really poor. Terrible. They were terrible against Monaco. But we've never beaten Unai Emery. And they're not going to play like that against us because we're not as good as Monaco. We're not as organised as them. And I mean, they've had their coach for a while, I'm pretty sure. Shout out to Tilo Kehrer as well. But they were very one-dimensional. I know that a lot. I know the workload, especially getting to some of the Villa players from what it looks like, and they've had quite a bit of injuries forever. They've never really been able to settle with a fully fit team for that long. They always seem to get injuries. I know they're trying to do business in the transfer window as well. Very ambitious club. Um, and Villa Park is always a hard place to go. It never used to be for West Ham, but ever since Unai Emery's come, obviously we faced him last season, lost 4-1, lost in the cup, lost earlier this season as well at our ground. And Unai Emery's a really good coach. Obviously, he makes his mistakes as well. Um, but at the same time, just I really rate what he does tactically, like just the way he sets out his teams. Some of his substitutions can either be really good or really shit. Obviously, against Arsenal, put on Digne for Matson. That cross from Digne for Tielemans to score was absolutely sensational. I'm afraid of Morgan Rogers again. I'm afraid of the way our midfield could play against Morgan Rogers. Like I can't be asked with Edson Alvarez. He had a good game against Fulham, but he never seems to carry that on against Palace. I don't think Rodriguez should play this game either. If it was up to me, I would just play all the technical players. But we'll see. So Carlos Soler needs to start this game. Carlos Soler needs to start this game. He's been one of the better players under the small section of the Graham Potter era that we've seen so far, especially in that Fulham game. And when he came on against Palace, he looked better than the other players that we've seen. So I need to see Soler starting. That would be kind of unacceptable if he doesn't, to be completely honest with you, because he's the only one that can get a hold of the ball. I think we lose the game regardless of who we start, to be honest with you, regardless of who we play in the team, regardless of our lineup. As much as we gave them a good go, our game plan was really good against Villa with one training session. They just have too much quality. They just have too much quality, and they're very resilient, but also they never give up. There's a never giving up attitude when they smell blood, they smell blood. They have quite a lot of midfield issues. So I don't know who's going to play midfield for them. Amadou Manana's out for them as well, who always loves a good game against us. Ever since we missed out on buying him in 2021, but it all just comes down to how many errors are we going to make, in my opinion. Because I don't think we're going to be clinical. We did threaten Dean Henderson, and I feel like it's going to be quite a long day at Villa Park for me. Obviously, we've got to watch along on Sunday. Join me at 4:15 for that. But I can't see us winning the game with the players that we have. I don't know if Danny Ings is going to start up front. It probably looks like Graham Potter doesn't even trust Danny Ings because he hasn't started him, despite what he says in press conferences. We know what managers are like in press conferences. You have to protect your players. And obviously, he probably is going to say, oh, he's an important player, but he's not going to play him. I would like to see a Guilherme start as well. I would like to see a Guilherme start. Don't start 5 defenders this game. Don't start 5 defenders. I don't want to see Cresswell. Like, Cresswell didn't play bad, but I don't want to see an Aaron Cresswell start this game. I don't want to see a Vladimir Sufal start this game. We need to see the 3-back system with 4 defenders. So we can have 1 winger, 1 fullback, etc. Like we did against Villa the first time and like we did against Fulham. I believe that's the way we should set out. I put it this way, I can predict a lot of West Ham games by how the lineup is. Like when I saw the lineup against, well, then again, the Fulham one, I was wrong. I thought we'd lose that one. But for me, just when you see like an Alvarez, Rodriguez, Souček midfield, it's not going to be a good look. I know it worked against Fulham, but it didn't work against Palace. Don't want to see Souček as a left 10 again, but I have a feeling it's not really going to change much compared to the Palace game. It was a huge detriment because we didn't retain the ball. I need to see Soler. And if you're going to play Rodriguez, Alvarez, and Souček, I hope Potter's learned from his mistakes when he made the sub at halftime. And just if you're going to play any of them, play only 2 of them maximum. Really, 2 of them should be playing anyway. I get that we don't have many options in the squad right now, and the Banzuzi deal isn't as advanced as I thought it was. But at the same time, you've got options there where you can experiment. So I don't really need to hear many excuses about injuries. That you can still play better, make better lineups with the squad that you have. As much as I've given you a blight, obviously I'm not going to go too in on Graham Potter for the rest of the season, but it's just a case of I want to see what you're doing. Like, I want to see what you can do next season, really, because this season is purely the trenches and nothing but the trenches. But listen, people, that's going to be it from me. Make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me, and an email for the inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.